Good morning, everyone. My name is Adinda Beda Septina Putri, and my listing number is 577.
My name is Vanessa Zalfarale Putri. My last student number is 607. Today we will present a podcast about toxic relationship.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to Real Talk Session. I'm Nessa.
And I'm Adinda. Thank you for joining us today. We're talking about a heavy but very important topic. Yes, toxic relationship.
Yes, this topic actually affects more people than we imagine. Some have experienced it themselves, while others have seen close friends experience it and are at a loss for what to do.
Exactly. So let's start with the basic. What makes a relationship toxic?
Okay, a relationship becomes toxic when a pattern develops between two people that leave one or both people feeling drained, controlled, or develop or emotionally unsafe.
And what makes it confusing is that toxic behavior usually doesn't appear at the beginning. At first, everything may seem perfect, sweet, caring, and romantic.
Yes, at first it seemed like caring, but over time it turned into possessive or manipulation. For example, why didn't you replace order, or you, if you love me, you should have obeyed.
Another big sign is when you feel like you're walking on eggshells, always afraid of saying the wrong thing or making them angry.
Another sign is control, limiting who you hang out, taking your phone, criticizing how you dress, even distancing you from family or friends.
And that isolation is dangerous. When you feel alone, it becomes much harder to leave the relationship.
Many people outside the situation often ask, why don't you just leave? But the truth is living is not that easy, right?
That's true. There can be emotional attachment, fear of financial dependence, guilt, or the hope that maybe they will change.
Toxic relationships usually come in cycle. There's a tense period, then conflict, then an apology, and then a honeymoon phase that feels very sweet.
And that honeymoon phase makes people stay because it feels so loving, like all the pain was worth it.
In fact, if you look at it long term, your mental and emotional health will slowly be destroyed.
So, what can someone do if they realize they're in a toxic relationship?
Okay, the first step is to acknowledge it, and that's already a hard step. After that, talking about it with someone you trust can open up new perspective.
If possible, speaking to a counselor, psychologist, or joining a support group can really help. They can guide you to set boundaries or live safely.
And remember, your partner behavior is not your responsibility. Setting boundaries is not selfish but a sign of self-respect.
Healing after leaving also takes time. Rebuilding confidence, learning what healthy love looks like, and trusting yourself again.
It may feel lonely at first, but that space allows you to grow, get to know yourself again, and realize that you deserve better.
Okay, before we end, here's an important message. If a relationship constantly makes you feel afraid, small, or worthless, that's not love.
Yes, try asking yourself now, are you holding on because of love or because of fear of loss?
And if the answer is more fear, it might be a sign that you're not protecting a relationship, but a false sense of security.
Love should make you feel safe, value, and support, nothing less.
Thank you for listening. If this episode made you think, please share it with someone who might need it.
Yes, take care of your heart, take care of your mind, and remember, you deserve a healthy, loving relationship.
Dadah!
Dadah!